Hey friends, welcome to Boots and Bounty Homestead. Welcome back to the channel if you are returning viewers, and welcome to the channel if you're new. I appreciate everyone stopping by. So we are going to be talking about a collaboration today hosted by Mountain Grandma and the Budget Preppers. I'll have their links down below, and this one is for my home apothecary. So some of you may not know what an apothecary is, but it is basically your own home pharmacy. It's what you use as spices, herbs, food, even medicinal items that can be grown, or anything that you have in your cupboards that you use to treat different ailments or different sicknesses or something like that. Now we do have a disclaimer down below regarding the medical advice. We're not doctors, we're not physicians. I am a nurse. But according to any kind of herbal remedies, this is not medical advice. So I want to thank Mountain Grandma and the Budget Preppers for inviting me to this collaboration. Going to be a lot of information, a lot of cool videos that are going to be out. And I've got the list of everyone listed down below on the day that they are going to be publicizing their video. So go check everybody out, as well as the playlist that is going to be a link down there. So everybody will be in one place for you to go view everybody's videos. So in lieu of apothecaries, yes, I have my china cabinet that's actually behind you guys, full of tinctures and salves and drops and ciders and vinegars and just a whole abundance of even dried herbs, freeze-dried herbs, preserved methods that we use as our medicinals. You can also see probably about 95% of our products on our Etsy store, bootsandbounty.etsy.com. We can mail those to you, ship them out inside the U.S. So that link is also down below if you want to check out anything that I actually make to share with friends. So you got to also think, as medicine is like Hippocrates said, food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So you've got to understand what he was actually talking about. And that's where I'm going to explain today what we are making. And as you've seen in the title, it's going to be a turmeric golden milk latte. And so we're going to move over to the stove and mix everything over there. And let me explain exactly what we're going to be doing. So turmeric is a great herb to have in your kitchen as a spice. It comes from the roots of the turmeric plant. It is a great anti-inflammatory, and this actual recipe is being used all over the world, especially in third world countries, as the cheapest form of medicine for inflammation issues that they either have or they're trying to prevent. And simple, just a few ingredients. Anyone should have these ingredients at home and can whip this up in no time. So now I have all my ingredients set out so I can make this really super quick. I have a quart jar. Now, if you want to just try a little bit of this recipe before you make a bunch of it, or the recipe I have down below, which makes about 2.5 cups or so, between 2 and 3, depending on how stout you want your spices. You can make it in a quart jar, or if you want to half it, you can make like 1 cup and just use a pint jar. So we're going to start with our quart jar, and for a milder version you can add more milk and still use the same contents, or like I said, you could just half it. So we're going to start off with, I'm going to use almond milk because dairy a lot of times is a inflammatory producing item for a lot of people, and so you want to exclude dairy if you're having a inflammatory issue, just to see if that's the culprit. So to stay safe, I'm going to use an almond milk because I'm having a few inflammation issues at the moment, and dairy is one of the things I'm trying to see if it's causing it. So we're going to stick with almond milk. You can use coconut milk or oat milk, whatever you need, or you can just use dairy if dairy is suitable for you. So I'm going to do about 2.5 cups, and I'm not going to drink all of this. Now you can make this ahead of time and drink like half a cup throughout the week if you want to do that. So we've got 2.5 cups of almond milk, and then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm just going to eyeball this. If you have issues with what types of sugar you use, then feel free to adjust it and substitute whatever you can use for your sweetener. And if you're used to things not being sweet, then you can omit it. You can use honey, which it's a little bit harder to mix. You can use stevia if that's part of your diet. You can use just plain sugar if you want to. We're going to use maple syrup, about 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of ground turmeric. 1.5 teaspoons. And then you want 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I just shake it out. And then 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And then we're going to do a pinch of black pepper. This being because black pepper actually activates the curcumin in the turmeric curcumin. So the black pepper is what's going to activate it. Now, if you're really sensitive to black pepper and black pepper causing you issues, you might want to try this with and without it, because the black pepper you're going to need with the curcumin, and that's what is the most potent active ingredient in turmeric. So you want to see if you can tolerate it at first. If you can, that's fabulous. If pepper does bother you to the extent that you have eliminated it totally, then you might want to try it without it, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay. And then we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's probably more like half. So now the only thing left to do is mix it up. So if you have one of the wire balls, you can put that inside your jar. And if not, that's okay. I'm just going to put a lid on my jar. You can also do one of the frothers. I have one of those up there. So however you like it, you can do however you want to. So I'm just going to shake mine up in a jar. The more you agitate it, the frothier it's going to get. And get everything mixed up. And after you get this mixed up and you start drinking it, you will need to lightly stir it or shake it up before you pour it into, like, say, another vessel, or before you drink it straight out of the jar. You can also do this cold or warm. You can do like a cold latte, an iced latte, and pour this over ice. Or you can actually warm it up slightly, like at night, if you want to, say, instead of taking something to help you sleep, there are some medicinal properties in here that will help calm the body and relax it. And usually milk in itself will, act as a calmer downer. So you can actually do this at night, and it will work overnight as you sleep. Sometimes people find that more effective because they're not up and active and using your joints, using your body. And so that way, as you ingest it at night, it'll help heal your body as you sleep, because sleep in itself is a healing factor. Okay, so we got it all mixed up. So let's try it. All good and frothy on top. And as you try it, if you want a little more or a little less of something, adjust it to your taste. This is pretty good. It actually tastes, I know this is going to turn some people off, but it actually tastes like a store-bought protein shake without the greediness. You know how it has that vanilla flavoring? This is kind of what it tastes like. And some people are going to be like, ew, I don't like that. Well, can't help it, but that may be the almond milk too, and it may taste a little different as you use regular dairy, or if you use all oat milk or coconut milk or anything like that. That's going to change the flavor of it. So try it with different milks. But I know this almond milk, it has that proteiny shake kind of taste to it, if you know what I mean. But all in all, this recipe is really good. So don't forget, guys, that your own home apothecary can be right in your spice cabinet. Use all kinds of herbs, as in oregano and rosemary and sage and thyme, even salt and pepper. They all have medicinal properties whether you know it or not. So spice things up and start using them in your cooking, either fresh or dried, store-bought or homegrown. It doesn't matter. They still have medicinal properties. So start researching and use your own home apothecary from your spice cabinet in your kitchen. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll have all the information down below. Don't forget to go check it out, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.